Welcome in, everybody. This is Raven's Guardian, and the time that we've been waiting for months is finally here.
Is an art. Like life, we know it can be hard. And it can be surprising, too. But sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. A wise man once said that the best lessons are learned under the wide open sky. I think the same thing can be said about our art. Yeah, it can be messy, but it's always beautiful. So beautiful it can help you see yourself and the world in all new ways. In the art of farming, the soil is the canvas, the seeds are the paint, and the harvest is the masterpiece.
Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. Is it missing something? You're too cute to eat. Maybe some fresh spinach for a change?
Alright, everybody, this is Farming Sim 25. This game we've been waiting for months to finally come out has finally done that. So let's get started and see what we can get done. Alright, so starting off, we're going to go ahead and start with our career. We'll use empty slot number 1 there. Alright, so we have multiple options for our save game options. So we have Riverbend Springs, Hutan Pantai, or Zelonka. So I'm thinking we'll start out here on Riverbend Springs. We'll start out as a new farmer with 100,000, no loan, and these are all default settings. So we'll start off here with the easy economic difficulty, and we'll start off with a little starter farm, and this will help us to kind of see what new features have been added here to Farmer Sim 25, and we'll use the guided intro tour to kind of help us out with that. So with the pre-order, this all came along with it, so the Macdon pack here. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so I'll be right back after we figure out what we want our character to look like. Alright, we're back with our character here. He has a real groundskeeper Willie kind of feel to him, but that's alright. Let's get started. Alright, welcome to your new farm. It's mid-morning and you arrive at your new farm. Walter, your grandfather, is no longer able to look after the farm, so you are now taking over. Familiarize yourself with the game before you go and greet your grandfather. Alright, guided tour. Let's start with the interface. You'll find all the important information on your screen. Alright, so click anywhere to continue. So you got the date, you got the weather up there in the top right. So weather, date, time, and the balance in your bank. Down on the bottom left there, you got the mini map. And then you have the tour progress up there underneath the hotbar. Guided tour. Now that you know the basic interface, let's move on. You can't just stand here. Please go to the marked location by using the direction controls. So control the player movement using the WASD keys. And then you can change your camera by using the mouse. Alright, so it looks like we got to walk over there towards the farmhouse. And this must be our grandpa, Walter. You can talk to people on your farm at a specific location on the map. Press the button to talk to them. Start a conversation with R. Alright, let's talk to Walter.
Welcome to our lovely farm, kiddo. I'm glad you're here to continue the family business. The fact that you're about to take over the farm makes your pops quite happy, not gonna lie. When your father told me on a visit that he didn't want what I built here, I thought that was it. He even called it a dung heap when he left in his fancy suit. And then he stepped into manure on the way to his car. It's okay that he does his own thing, but I thought I had to sell the farm. Thanks to you, it can stay in the family. You don't know what that means to me. Otherwise, your crazy uncle might have turned it into an amusement park with the main attraction of catching chickens on the fields or something. Anyway, let's not talk about that just now. I can tell you some stories later. And just so you know, I'm not out of the picture just yet. I'm here if you need me. Just like your friendly neighbors you should talk to sometime. They're nice people. A bit strange perhaps, but still delightful in their own ways. So, do you want me to give you a quick tour and show you some things?
So as I mentioned, because we're trying to see what all is here brand new in Farm Sim 25, yes, give me a tour, please.
Okay then, let me show you a couple of things. Ease you in. There will always be people to help you out, but it's good to have done all the steps yourself, at least once. Right next to the farm, we're going to work on a field. There's also a big tractor with a cultivator. I'll walk you through how to operate it. I can't wait to see you get started.
All right, so it looks like we got to head over to the cultivator over here in the barn, so let's get over that way. Man, Grandpa just teleported all the way over here. That man is fast.
Are you ready to roll?
You bet.
Hop onto the tractor and attach the cultivator. It's just to the back.
All right, let's get in the cultivator. First step before you can start, you have to get into the vehicle. Yep, that makes sense. All right.
Just like that. Exactly. Now we do the work. Meet me at the field over there.
As soon as you get in, you can drive off. Drive to the marked spot and let Walter explain your first task to you. So I already have my G920 wheel set up, so I'm going to be driving with that, not with the keyboard. However, you could drive with the keyboard if you didn't have a wheel. Alright, so it looks like we're going to make a right turn out of here and then go around the barn here. I'm super excited for this game because I've been waiting for it for a while. So it'll be nice to see just how all this works.
Here we are. So before we can sow anything on the field, we need to take care of the stubbles, cultivate it, prepare it for the next season. Otherwise, the grain will not grow very well. Lower the cultivator and drive straight ahead. It's easy as spilling milk.
Easy as spilling milk, he says. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and lower the cultivator. So I remember it was V on the hot button there. Yep, so switch tool selection, you go to G, lower the tool with V. So up on the control group, up in the top left there, you can see that the cultivator is already selected, so it's attached to the back of the tractor. But you can switch between, if you had something on the front, you could switch that with G. But since we don't have anything, we only have the cultivator, V lowers the cultivator. It's the same button to lift it, so you can push V again to raise it up. We can change our camera with C, so if you wanted a external view like this, you can use the scroll wheel to pull it out there, get a good look at it. kind of moved it around. It's a nice little Challenger tractor, 160 horsepower. And we got a nice little cultivator there on the back while Grandpa's there watching us. Alright, so let's switch around here to the back. That way we can have the third person view and we can see the farm fairly well. So some of the new things that they added in there, you can kind of see with the tires. Ground deformation is one thing that they added in this year to the game. Alright, so let's get going. Make sure we lower that cultivator down. Alright. Let's start cultivating this field. Now that we're here towards the end, we'll go ahead and pick up that cultivator. I'm going to switch to the internal cab view just so I can see what it looks like. For me, I don't know if we have to do the entire field or just this part that needs cultivating. So let's just try this part that is different from the rest and needs cultivating. And we'll see if that's good enough for Grandpa. Worst comes to worst, we have to do the whole field, and that's okay too. But since we're already at 13% just for that little piece that we did, I'm kind of thinking that we probably only have to do just this part that's kind of got the stubble on it. It looks like the thing only updates after you get all the way down to the end. Also helps if you can drive in a straight line, which obviously, based on that first pass, doesn't look like I did too well. Alright, we're past the end there, so let's go around.
We're done here, kiddo. Now drive back to the garage and get out the cedar. I'll meet you there.
Alright, when work is finished, you must lift your tool. So obviously we're going to lift the cultivator up, as I was mentioning, because you don't want to drag it through all the road and everything. So let's head back to the barn.
Now we change tools, kiddo. Get rid of the cultivator and attach the cedar.
Before you can use another attachment, you must disconnect your current tool. Detach the tool, press the button Q. Alright, so let's put this cultivator someplace where it's not going to be in the middle of the road. It seems like it just wants me to drop it here, but let's put it maybe somewhere a little less of an issue with where it's parked. I think right there would probably be just fine.
Now you need to attach the cedar. Drive back slowly.
Alright, so let's see where the cedar's at. Right over there. Let's go ahead and get lined up on it. And then back on up. It's weird that they parked it in here at such an angle. Alright, let's see if we can connect it. Alright, so to be able to use the tool, you must be attached to the vehicle. Obviously the same as before, so Q to attach it.
Done. The sewing machine you just attached is empty. But don't you fret, I just went to the store. Next to the shed you will find a big bag with seeds. Get over there to fill the cedar.
I would think that was the bag of seeds, but maybe not. But he's telling us we basically got to pull forward to get everything lined up. Alright, so let's pull forward out here. Alright, some tools can be filled depending on their purpose. Sewing machines need seed, vehicles need fuel, fertilizer spreaders need fertilizer, and sprayers need herbicide, for example. Take the tool to the big bag and fill it up. Start filling. Okay. Alright, so if we take a look back here, the covers are open, so we can choose what we want to sow there, so you can see it's switching. So we have grass, peas, spinach, wheat, barley, oat, quinoa, long grain rice, oilseed radish, and that's all for that what we can choose here. And then end to close or open. So obviously we want to open it, so we want to make sure that we fill it up here. So to refill it, it's just going to be R. So let's go, instead of grass, let's change it over to wheat. Alright, so we got wheat selected, and we'll fill it up.
Well done. Now you're ready to go.
Alright.
Last week I cultivated a field over there. Cultivated fields are ready to be sown. It's pretty straightforward. Drive the machine to the field and meet me there. We'll bring out canola.
Well, we might have a problem here because apparently you can change it after you've already selected it, so that's good. Let's go ahead and close our lids here. Alright, and let's head over to where Grandpa's at. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. See how they like park this thing in here crooked? Like, why would you do that?
Here we are. One thing you need to pay attention to is timing. Plants need to be sown in specific seasons. It's midsummer. It's the perfect time to sow canola. In any other period, you might want to switch to a different kind of crop. You can always check the crop calendar. First, we need to prepare the seeder. Choose the canola seeds, as the big bag is filled with all kinds of seeds.
Alright, so use the crop calendar to decide what type of fruit you want to sow. Select the appropriate seeds on the seeder. Select seed Y. Yep, well, we already did that. Kind of figured that one out already. Alright, so you remember, so selected fruit type with the fill level, so it tells you there in the bottom right. Alright, so we're at 78% full of canola, so we got 100, or we have 1,000 liters of canola in there. Cool.
Seeding is easy. While seeding, straight lines are important though. Go back and forth to bring out the seed with as few gaps as possible. At some point, you'll have to buy a big bag of seeds at the store to refill it. But now you can use what you've got. Now, you only got to switch the machine on and lower it to the ground.
Alright, so switch tool selection with G, turn on the tool with B. Alright, so we've already selected it, right? So it's already done. So we'll go out here so you guys can see. And then if it's like the previous versions of this game, the nice thing was you didn't have to worry about, say, sowing over the grass here. It would actually still be okay. So, I mean, it wouldn't use the seed. So let's turn on the seeder. So it would be. Alright, the seeder's now on. And now you need to lower it. So we'll lower it with V. Well, of course, we gotta click OK first. Alright, so lower with V. Alright, and then we'll go and sow everything here in as straight a line as we can. And we're off. And I'll be back as soon as the time lapse is done.
That's how it's done, kiddo. Oh, by the way, always keep an eye on the weather. According to the weather forecast, it's gonna rain soon. That's perfect for canola, but not as good for the wheat on the other field. If you want to hire a helping hand at some point, you can. We're done here. The helper will do the rest.
Alright, well, I was going to do a time lapse thinking that we were going to do the whole field, but apparently that was not the case. Alright, so we're basically going to hire an AI worker and he will do the rest. You don't have to do all the work alone. Let paid helpers do the work for you while you take care of other tasks. Alright, so I guess he wants us to hire a worker. So let's go ahead and do that.
Good job. Field workers are a great support if you're busy and cannot finish the job in time. Now get back to the garage and get out the harvester. Let's do it quickly. I'll meet you there.
This AI worker's going nuts. Alright, press the button to switch vehicles. Switch to the next vehicle. Alright, we'll go
There you are.
switch over the harvester.
How do you feel? Are you up for something exciting? Because we'll do the harvesting next. There's a ripe field that needs taking down. Are you still up for it?
Of course.
The header for the harvester sits on the trailer attached at the back. Let's meet at the field, okay, kiddo? But drive carefully. That machine is a beast.
Alright, well, we're driving the Massey Ferguson harvester. And it looks like we're going over to field 2. So, let's see, let's get going. Alright, let's switch here so you can see the harvester headers on the back there on the trailer. So that's good. That's what we want. Let's drive over to field 2. Apparently this was not the way to go. That's alright, we'll cut through here if we can. It looks like we're going to cross the road here. We'll make sure there's no traffic. Because all the farm sim games do have traffic that occasionally goes through. Alright. You might have it turned off for the tutorial though. Alright, so he wants us to go over there.
So, let's do this. You'll need to prepare the machine. With a combine harvester, the header cuts the plants. Those headers have different widths, depending on the size of the combine. Go detach the trailer. Then drive the harvester with its front to the header and attach it.
Alright, so before you can use another attachment, you must disconnect your current tool. To detach the tool, press the button Q to detach. Easy peasy. Alright, so it's detached. So we can check that out here just to see. So we can drive off and it doesn't stay connected. Alright, so let's pull around here and get set up to hook into it. Alright, so you have to attach the tool, attach with Q. Simple enough.
Good, you're almost set now. Before you can start harvesting, the grain tank needs to be unfolded. Do that and bring yourself into position on the field.
Alright, so before you can harvest, you must unfold your vehicle, unfold the grain tank, unfold or fold with the selected tool with X. Alright. So we'll go out here so you can see what that looks like. There we go. Alright, so we've unfolded. Now it wants us to get set up so we can start harvesting. So we obviously don't want to roll over our trailer there. So we'll back up here and then turn around so we can get lined up on the wheat.
You can see that the field is nearly done already. I was feeling a little wobbly in the knees earlier, so I left it for you. Thought you might want to try it out anyway. All you need to do is to steer the harvester into the field. Unfold the tank, start the harvester, and do the rest.
Alright, so we'll turn our machine on with B. Alright, so you can see up in the control group we have the front selected there. So turning the harvester on.
Besides, harvesting takes some time. But soon you will be able to buy a bigger one. Now go at it and show the crop who's the farmer.
Alright, but we still got to lower the header, because if you don't lower it, it's literally going to do nothing. So you drop it down. Alright, and then I'll be back when this field is completely harvested. Alright, we're back and just about done.
Nice one, kiddo. That's it. You have my blood in your veins, after all. The harvester has a limited capacity to store the crop. Now we need to unload the wheat onto a trailer to sell it. Prepare your harvester for unloading by unfolding the top.
Alright, you can unload the harvester contents of your combine into trailers or directly into silos. To do this, unfold the pipe on your vehicle. O is to toggle pipe. Okay, let's turn off the, well, let's finish out here because I don't think we're completely done. Alright. Finish, we'll turn off the combine there, lift up the header, and undo the pipe.
The pipe will start extending, and the wheat will start to pour out automatically. But we're missing something, aren't we? There's no trailer here just yet. Go get the trailer in the garage.
Alright, so we want to switch to the next vehicle with tab.
Come back to the field so we can unload.
And I guess somebody already moved our tractor and put the trailer on the back, so good for us. to cut through the field here and then go around and line up on our harvester.
To empty the tank of your harvester, pull along to it on the driver's side of the harvester. When the trailer is in the correct position directly below the pipe, the harvester will start to unload automatically.
Alright, so this is easier done in third person. So we'll just pull forward here. There you go, should be good.
Neat, huh? Wait it out until it's unloaded. Well done, kiddo. You can either store the crop in your silo, or you can sell it. This load I promised to a vendor friend of mine. He's already waiting for you. So all you gotta do is drive the tractor with the trailer to his unloading station. Now drive to the grain elevator to sell the wheat.
Alright, well, I'm going to switch over to the harvester and turn it off, if it'll let me. Alright, well, it doesn't look like it'll let me switch, so... Alright, here we go. Let's go to the, deliver this grain. Alright, doesn't look like there's any traffic. Of course, it might be helpful to know exactly where it is we had to go. So if we look at our map, right quick, we can see exactly where we got to go. So we got to take this grain to the grain silo, which I'm not quite sure where that's at. Yeah, so there's a bunch of tipping stations, which I'm assuming is one of them, and it's probably this one that's right over here. So it's probably actually in our farm. Not. Alright, so it tells us it's, if you look at your mini map down there, it's kind of over there a little bit, so I guess we go out here on the road and take it that direction. Okay. I guess the cars just go around you. No big deal. Doesn't look like any cars are coming. Let's drive down the middle of the road and move over for this car. Alright, so it looks like the filling station, or the tipping station is just up here on the left. So we'll go ahead and Get over there. And there it is. Oh, looks like we got to pull in to the side here.
This is one of many selling farms. If you don't like the prices you get on the market, you can also store the grain in your farm silo to wait it out. Sell your goods later. But now, let's get to it. Drive the trailer over the tip area and unload.
Go to third person view here. Alright, so to dump, we dump with the eye. So you can either store or harvest in the farm's own silo or turn it in to money at one of the main selling stations on the map. So to unload your trailer, sell your harvest, you dump with eye.
Well done. At some point, you'll do this in your sleep. Now, let's go back to the farm, shall we?
Alright, so let's go back to the farm. So let's head back. No traffic. So I think one of the things I've noticed here is that the initial driving with this this wheel, the force feedback is pretty intense. So that might be something if you're thinking about driving with the G920 wheel, you might consider adjusting. At least initially, because it is quite, especially like in the tutorial. As soon as you talk to your grandfather, it seems like it just kicks over to, like anytime you run into like one of those little things, it immediately kicks it back to the middle, and when it does that, it like just jerks the wheel back towards center. So, and it can be quite forceful. The car went around us. He was behind us and took that side road. That's interesting. Alright. We'll take this road over to the farm. Alright, you have successfully completed your task. Please get out of the vehicle. So to leave the vehicle, you leave with X. Obviously, it's not letting me out of the vehicle. I was talking about X on the controller. Got it. All right. So now we have exited the vehicle. There's to clean, I guess. I think that's looks like to be some kind of hose, I guess. All right, let's go talk to Grandpa. Yep, we've already seen this before. We can already talk to people.
You're back. Splendid. I started wondering if you joined your father. Well, where were we? Right. You've seen the most important steps on the field now. There's always more to do, like yield improvement, liming, fertilizing, weeding. Those require special equipment. Next thing is gaining a bit of a feel for everything. I'll just leave you to it so you can try out a few things. You don't want your old grandpa meddling with your business all the time, do you? But I'll be here if you need anything. If you want more detailed info, you can also ask Ben. He has been one of my most trusted helpers in the past. He will gladly explain a lot of farming techniques. Now, get to farming. Dung heap indeed. You'll do just fine. This farm is your farm now.
All right, you have successfully finished the guided tour. All right, fantastic. All right, well, that makes everything pretty easy. And we made $2,342, it looks like. All right, so here's that crop calendar that Grandpa was talking about. So remember he was saying about planting canola. So August was the perfect place to plant canola. And then looks like we harvest it once it comes back around here to August, I'm assuming. And then for some of these other ones, so next season, or I should say the next crops that we should be ready to plant are wheat and barley. Alrighty, well that's that. Let's see what else we got here. For animals, so we can have a cow pasture, and I'm assuming we have these cows already. That's why they're over here. It looks like we have 3 Angus cows for 50 months, I guess, until they reach their maturity, or that's how old they are. They're 50 months old. They basically are feeding off the meadow, it looks like. And then we have contracts. So if you guys remember from previous farming sims, this is kind of how you cut your teeth in farming sims so you can earn enough money to basically expand your farm. So you do contracts to kind of be able to do that. So and just like it talks about down here, you can use your own equipment or you can lease equipment for a reduced reward by 200 euros in this case. So you can get this job from Noah Deadwood, and it basically looks like he wants you to take some trees down. So 7 trees is what he's kind of hoping that you'll do for him, if you want to do that. Or I guess Noah is the farmer. Deadwood is what the contract is. All right, so for Katie, she wants some fertilizing. So fertilize a field with any type of fertilizer, either liquid, solid, slurry, or manure. And you can lease this equipment to be able to do that. It tells you how big the field size is, so 2.5 hectares there. And then Walter, hey, that's our grandfather. Why does he have a contract out for other people when he has us? He's been working on the side. What do you know? All right. Well, anyways, I guess he owns a lot of fields here apparently. But he wants fertilizing 4.37 hectares, and that's kind of what he's thinking there. But yeah, there's a bunch of different contracts that you can take. They all have an expiration, so 15 hours, 55 hours, 57 hours, depending on what it is. For production chains, so this was something that you could previously do in some of the other farming sims. So like you can drop off different things to different locations to either pick up products or raw materials that would then turn into products. So you can see there's quite a few options here as well. And then the prices, you can always go here to see where the best price is for whatever crop you have. So if you're looking for, I don't know, for instance, canola that we just planted, right? Obviously, we wouldn't want to take it to the restaurant. However, this is probably going to be your best price at the moment. So it's just telling you that this price is now going down. So you want to keep an eye on it. Green obviously means the price is going up. Red means the price is going down. So by the time you got to the restaurant, this is not the price that you would receive. You'd probably receive a different price that's a little bit lower than 4,600, I would guess. I don't know how quickly the prices rise and fall, but that'd be something to keep an eye on. For your vehicles, so if you had a leased vehicle, it would show you like your leasing costs here. You have your different vehicles that you own, how long you've owned them, how many hours are on them, the conditions, and the value. So if you wanted to sell one of them, you definitely could do that, and this would be how much you would probably get for it. For your hand tools, if you had any, that's where you would find those. So, you know, if you had, say, a chainsaw or something like that, that would probably show up here. For your finances, this shows you, you know, well, so we paid that that helper that we hired 12 euros to seed that farm, so, or that field that we had. Seems kind of cheap, so I'm wondering if he just kind of did a circle and then was like, "Yep, I'm done." And then when we turned in that wheat that we turned in, we got $2,356 out of it. And then this just keeps track of all your statistics. So, you know, how much hectares you worked, all that fun stuff, how long you've been playing, collectibles collected. There's collectibles hidden across the map. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. And then obviously these are the settings. All right, so if you ever have to save the game, this is where you would come. All right, and it looks like saving is pretty simple. You just click save. So that's pretty simple. All right. So with that, I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We got the tutorial done. Next episode, we'll take a look at maybe picking up a contract or two and earning some money. And then we'll go about getting everything taken care of on the farm. So I'm real excited this game's out. And we'll finally get the opportunity to play it. So until next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.